Hi Angels, welcome back to our channel. So today we are actually going to get into making stuff. I'm super excited, I hope you are too. What we plan to do today is the Vanilla Verbena Bubble Bath. So the first things that you are going, well, the list of things that you're going to need are a spatula. You're going to need a funnel. You're going to need 2 beakers, a whisk, and you'll need 2 pipettes. Well, that's not all. I said and like it was all of it. You'll need a mixing bowl, a hairnet, a face mask, a set of gloves, and some measuring spoons. And if you don't have like all of the measuring spoons like I do, we just need the tablespoon. And then of course the normal stuff, you'll need a scale, or I have both of these, a kitchen scale and a gram scale, which is this. And then for cleaning, you'll need rubbing alcohol, 91% or 70 will work. I prefer the 91. You'll need some bottles to put your bubble bath in. It doesn't necessarily have to be these, but if you're selling them, you might want to have something like this. If you're doing it just for yourself, something like this will work. These are really cheap on Amazon. And that's it as far as the equipment that you need. Now, as far as materials, you are going to need 32 ounces of bubble bath clear. You are going to need 2 ounces of this, the SLSa, or sodium lauryl sulfoacetate coarse. Yeah, listen to me trying to say some of these names are hilarious. And then you are going to need 3 ounces of Bubble Up. And then you're going to need 1.5 ounce of Bubble Wash Pearlizer. And then you're going to need 15 milliliters of whatever fragrance you're going to use. Today we are using Vanilla Verbena. That's what the pipettes are for. And also for this, the Vanilla Color Stabilizer. For lotions and washes, you're going to need 7.5 milliliters for this. And this recipe specifically makes 2 of these bottles with a little bit extra. We always want to go a little bit more. We don't want to undercut it, but if you're doing it just for yourself, then it's not really that big of a deal. And if you're like me and you have pets, we want to take the extra precaution and make sure that no pet hair gets into it. So we use an apron, not a clothy one, just one of those plasticky ones you can get on Amazon. So with that, I should mention, working with the SLAs, it's very important to have a face mask. You don't want to breathe it in, and it gets airborne very quickly and very easily. And if you're like me and you have trouble opening bags like these, a pair of scissors would be a good thing to have too. Alright, with that, I'm going to pause this video for a minute. I'm going to get my hairnet and everything on, and we'll get started. Okay, so we are ready to get started. So, just a side note, I do have kids, so if they come in here talking to me, I may or may not pause it. It just depends. Another thing I forgot to mention that you're going to need are paper towels. These are going to be your best friend. And here comes my son. Sorry about that. My son is all about VR experience and everything. So, now when I'm taking you through the, oh, I didn't know what that was. I'm taking you through the steps of doing this. You're not going to see my face. I'm going to try to talk a little bit louder because of the face mask. Hopefully you'll be able to understand me. But we're going to give this a try. So I'm going to unplug my scale. Let's put it over here. Okay. Now, this recipe doesn't really take very long to do. It's just you want to be careful when measuring things out. You don't want to have too much of stuff, or you don't want to have too little, because then it doesn't do what it's supposed to do, basically. So, I'm going to turn the video down so you can see what I'm doing. It should be good. Alright, so I guess I need to put these on too, don't I? I always have trouble with these gloves. They're always a little bit too big for my hands. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is measure out our SLAs. This is where you got to put the face mask on. We need 4 tablespoons. So, 4 tablespoons, 4 of these. And of course, it doesn't have to be perfect. So, 1. Almost 1, 2. 3 and 4. I'll pour that in there later. Okay, now this is where the tricky part with these come in. I've learned with these, they don't actually put 16 ounces in here, not where you can pour it in. So what I normally do is I pour in as much as I can, and I'll cut the very bottom of this off, and I'll use this to scrape the rest of it out. I know it's a pain in the butt, but when you buy the little bottles like this, it's what you have to do to get all of it, because I've weighed it. So that's just what it is. Alright, you want to make sure that your scale is tared. Well, maybe. Huh, I wonder why it's doing that on the video. Anyway, it's tared to 0. And then you want to pour 32 ounces of this. So if you get these bottles, you need 2 of them. So for now, I'm going to pause the video and I'm going to pour this in, because it takes a few minutes and I'm sure you probably don't want to watch me doing that. But I'll start it and then I'll pause it. And then I guess I can talk for a couple of minutes. This is a really easy recipe to do. I know you can't see me, but this is really easy and it's really quick, but some people just don't want to make their own stuff, and that's perfectly fine. I enjoy making it, so it's just what it is, I guess. So if you're doing this for sale, you're going to want to make sure you take all the precautions to make sure there isn't anything that's going to get in it. No one wants to get, like if you have pets like I do, no one's going to want to buy some bubble baths and find a dog hair in it. So I try to be extra cautious. And if I do find one, I'll just keep that batch for myself and completely redo it. So we're only up to 14.8 ounces. That's what I'm talking about. You have to cut the bottom of this off to get the full 16 ounces. Alright, so I'm going to pause now so I can do this. And then I'll be back with the next steps. Okay, I'm back just a little bit early. I want to show you all how I do this so that way you're not wondering how I do it. So I will take just any old kitchen knife will do this. And if you have a scale like mine that'll turn off, you're going to want to keep an eye on that. So that way you don't lose track of where you are, or write it down and do some math, however you want to do it. I personally don't like doing math, so I'll keep an eye on my scale and I'll pick the bowl up or something to make sure it doesn't turn off on me. Alright, so after I get as much as I can get out of this bottle, I'll take a kitchen knife and I'll get close to the bottom. If this is loud, I apologize. And then I'll cut this off. And there you have it. And then you take your spatula and dig it out. And if you're like me and you don't want to waste stuff, this is another good reason, because that's quite a bit that they put in here, but you can't get all of it out. But, I mean, honestly, who has money to buy all these supplies all the time when you'd be wasting a whole bunch of it if you don't do it this way? But if you don't want to do this, it's on you. You'll just know that you'll need to buy 3 instead of 2. And I guess I should have mentioned, I get all of our supplies for this on Wholesale Supplies Plus. And then sometimes you'll come across bottles like this that don't even have 16 ounces in it. This one is 15.9. Alright, I'm going to pause again. And unfortunately, sometimes you can't get the full 32 ounces out, which is okay as long as it's close. Sometimes I'll do it if it's like 1/10 of an ounce off, that's fine. You don't want it to be too far off because then it's not going to work the way that you want it to. I'm still working on this. Getting it out of the bottle, but we're getting there. But if there's anything that you all want to see specifically, like if you go to our website at thescentedangels.com. You can browse around, see what all products we have. If there's a specific thing that you want to see made, just let me know. I'm happy to do it. Like I said in the intro video, if you've watched it, I'm not going to give away our secrets, but I will do the basic getting started. That way you can see how to at least get started making some of these. And I want to be really engaged with you all. So all you have to do is just let us know. But I'm going to be silent for a couple minutes because I want to cut this open and get this done so we can move on to the fun part. You might hear my son in the background. So you can see what I'm doing. I'll just go ahead and move the camera. Alright, we are at 31.95, close enough. It's not super far away where I would be concerned about it. Okay. Now, next up is adding the bubble up end. I almost said bubble wash. Okay, so for this one, we're going to need our gram scale. a little beaker. So we need 3 ounces of Bubble Up. And again, make sure it's tared so that it says 0 with the beaker on it. That's 1 ounce. I have a little bit left over from another project. Or no, I don't. That one's empty. Sorry. All right. Alright, so this 3 ounce of Bubble Up, I didn't even need that one, is going to be sorry, I lost my train of thought. 3 ounces of Bubble Up is going to be added to here. Okay, next up, is the Bubble Wash Pearlizer. Gosh, I don't know why I'm losing my train of thought so much today. Okay. And again, tear your scale. And you need 1.5 ounces of Bubble Wash Pearlizer. I really like the look of this. And oh, I do use the same beaker whenever I'm doing some of this, like you're getting ready to see me do. It's all going in the same bowl to be mixed up. It's perfectly fine. Don't let anyone tell you that it's going to ruin your recipe. No, it does not. Personally, I think it saves a lot of time on washing everything when you're done. It's not that big of a deal. Sometimes you don't want to mix stuff. Like in one of our steps here in just a few minutes, you're going to see me use a different beaker. So it depends on what I'm doing. So I'll walk you through this. So now we're going to do 1.5 ounces of this, of the Bubble Wash Pearlizer. My scale is tared. This is supposed to be a 2 ounce little thing. I've found sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less. So we need 1.5. Alright, and then because this is so thick, we're going to need a spatula. So we're going to add this in. I really like the look of this. You might not be able to see it, but I think it looks really cool. Oh, here comes a kid. Hi, Abby. We're on video, so if you don't want to be seen, you might want to go around.
Good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, I just woke up.
Lazy butt.
Mom, I went to bed at 11 today, so I'm getting pretty good sleep.
Okay.
What you make?
The Vanilla Verbana. I'm recording a video for our YouTube channel.
We have a YouTube channel?
Yes, you knew that.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
Nuh-uh.
Go away. Alright. Now, before we mix this all together, we need to scoot this to the side. We need our scale and our other beaker. And a pipette. And then we need the fragrance oil and the vanilla color stabilizer for lotions and washes. I like to put this in first, but we are going to put these in and we're going to mix them together and then let them sit. So we need 7.5 milliliters of the bubble wash or the vanilla color stabilizer. And there's little numbers on the pipettes. So there's 2, 4, 6, 7.5. And just a fair warning, do not smell this. I have a problem with smelling everything, and the first time I did it, I thought my lungs were going to collapse. Alright. Now we need 15 milliliters of fragrance oil. Two, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15. And then, I don't even know why I said just tear that. We didn't even need that. And then you want to stir it. I don't know if you can see that. I'm going to stir it until it looks pretty mixed in. It doesn't mix very well. And it'll separate as it sits. So I just try to keep an eye on it. So it looks a little something like that. Then let it sit for 2 minutes at least. Come back to the bowl. Can I help you, little girl? Okay. Then mix it all together. Watch it transform.
No, you're weird.
So?
I'm cringe. You're cringy. Yes.
I'm what?
Cringy.
Cringy.
It means that something. It means that you make us embarrassed about you.
Well, good. It's my job to embarrass you.
It's also my job to make you disappointed of me. So.
Why would you say that? You know I'm recording. Anyway, go away.
I don't want to though.
Want to make sure you scrape the bottom of it, because all that powder in the bottom won't mix up. It's thick right now, but once we add the other mixture in, it'll thin up. I'm going to pause for a few minutes, wait on this. Okay, it's been about 5 minutes now. We are ready to add in our fragrance mixture. Once you add this in, it'll get a little bit thinner and be kind of like this. Well, not kind of, it will be like that. And you might want to stand back when you pour it in, because this mixture is strong. And then we just mix it all up. Oh, it smells good, but it's really strong when you first put it in there. Vanilla is one of my favorite scents. And if you're doing this at home for yourself, let me tell you, this is some of the best bubble bath ever. It does not take much at all. See, it's thinned out. And then this will make it easier whenever we put the bottle on the scale. You can pour it right into the pitcher, or funnel. Alright, and then what I usually do to make sure it's all mixed in good is take the spatula and just scrape around the edges. And then scrape the bottom too to make sure that all the powder that we first put in is all mixed up nice and good. And now we're ready to pour. since I already have this one partway finished, I'm just going to go ahead and fill the rest of this one up to 16 ounces. I'm going to grab a pouring pitcher. Using one of these will also make it easier. If you don't have one, you don't have to. The funnel will be okay. I just think this makes it easier. Okay, make sure it's tared to 0 if you're doing like a bottle like this. But I'm going to go ahead and fill the rest of this one up. So I already have 6.7 ounces in there. I'm going to fill it up to 16. This is probably the longest part of the process, is filling the jars and bottles and stuff. Alrighty, 16 ounces. So this bottle is topped off and it's ready to roll. This one is officially ready for sale. And that, my angels, is how we make the Vanilla Verbena Bubble Bath. So, please let us know in the comments if you made this and how it turned out for you. And whether you're doing it for yourself or you're doing it for sale or you did the same recipe but a different fragrance, we would love to hear from you and how your experience with this was. And again, some of these materials were purchased on wholesalesuppliesplus.com. That's where I get all of like the material, like base materials for the spatulas, bowls, these little jars, the alcohol. These little jars even came from WSP. But really everything else I got from Amazon. So, even some of these you can get on Amazon. I get some of them from WSP. It just depends. But yeah, just let us know if you did this and how it turned out for you. So my name is Brittany. I'm with the Scented Angels. I'm the maker of everything and tech person. You can find us on Amazon Handmade or Amazon.com/DescendedAngels, GoImagine.com/DescendedAngels, and our website, thescentedangels.com. You can follow us around on social media. We have officially started our TikTok as of today. And we're on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and Pinterest. We haven't done much with Pinterest though. So the other three we're focusing more on. You can find us on any of those, and I will link some of this stuff in the description for you to go purchase for yourself, and just follow us on our journey and let us know how you did and how your experience was with this specific recipe. We would love to hear from you and follow along on our journey. Thanks. Bye.